the log frame, the overall goal of phase 2 is equal to phase 1, because it's a long-term program, and phase 1 was the initial phase. Now we come to the consolidation phase, and I think in 3 years we can come to continuity, right? So we're still in the process of building the platform, so the overall goals have not changed. What we presented here was methodology, how we work, how we organize our work, how we organize ourselves to achieve those objectives. And then there will be a final report which we're going to discuss with the steering and the strategic partners in June, and where we have to explain how we integrate that in the planning of phase 2.
So here is just a little fun part, some quotes that I gathered while doing the interviews. What is really striking is that there is not one diaspora or one development actor. It's much more diverse. Some members have mandates from governments, joint projects with development actors. Some have not. So there is an issue of dual speed in the platform. Also, another element of diversity or maybe permeability is that migration and development policy as such relates to many more migration issues, and the question for the platform will be how to address this sort of permeability or potential expansion from migration and development stricto sensu to other issues like child and youth, migrants, vulnerability, human rights, skills, and how to sell this adjustment or how to discuss this adjustment in cooperation with the platform's mandate, government, and development actors.
And just to make it fair and understandable for everybody, here you have like the total of the votes received by each and every candidate. What we did afterwards is the reason why there is a difference here is that we removed 1 point for those who are already here in this room today, so that it doesn't make any sense to vote for yourself simply. So for that reason, we took off 1 point, and in the end, the difference between the applicants or the candidates is quite significant anyway. So in the end, we have the top 6 here from Bashir, Ramla, Magdalena, Bashkim, Hamdija, and Khadija that received the biggest number of votes. So simple.
There's a lot of challenges migrants face due to with respect to the health systems, to the experiences they have gone through the challenge of not being with the family, of the double identity. There's a lot of issues of concern which makes it complex, more difficult. And this is something which has not been very much appreciated or even be aware of in the Swiss health system or connection system or support system for diaspora and migrants.
In the continuity of this action on migration development, we would like to work on the entrepreneurship of young migrants in Switzerland. If you know, links between migration and entrepreneurship.
It all started in 2009. Then we were a small team of a meeting, but I always tell my team, I say, look, I see a future in the communication. Everybody always tells us it's too expensive. We cannot finance it. We cannot have a TV station. I said, let's go slowly and let's see how we do. We are now official partner of Swissinfo as the most recognized diaspora media.
So the Agenda 2030 is a document, it's actually a resolution by the UN General Assembly, which has in its text 17 goals, which are probably the best known. It's the Sustainable Development Goals. And it's the newest document on sustainable development that we have, and it was accepted by all nations of the UN. Like I just shortly took out what is on migration in the agenda. You have mainly this one paragraph. I will shortly read it to you. We recognize the positive contribution of migrants for inclusive growth and sustainable development. We also recognize that international migration is a multidimensional reality of major relevance for the development of countries of origin, transit, and destination, which requires coherent and comprehensive responses. We will cooperate internationally to ensure safe, orderly, and regular migration, involving full respect of human rights and the humane treatment of migrants, regardless of migration status, of refugees, and of displaced persons. Such cooperation should also strengthen the resilience of communities hosting refugees, particularly in developing countries. We underline the right of migrants to return to their country of citizenship and recall that states must ensure that their returning nationals are duly received.
The basic goal, as you have seen in the Agenda 2030 and in the SDGs, we have no direct goal on migration, and we believe that migration is a transversal issue, and we would like to anchor migration on a global level as a common concern of mankind.
On the Global Compact and the way we propose to continue proceeding this year, but also when it comes to proposals for the planning of 2018. There were several ideas, several initiatives presented this morning and this afternoon. We'll try to compile this in a concise manner and get back to you when it comes to the annual working plan.
In your first point, you said lobby with parliamentarians. The philanthropy, I do get that one. But in which way are you going to lobby these parliamentarians? Are you going to ask them to formulate policies, laws that will be in the favor of the migrants, or they providing funds or whatever? How could you explain that further?
Because it's like the platform works towards policy dialogue, but then it seems to want to do many other things as well. So how will those priorities be set now based on what has come back from the review, and what will be the process also to englobe what maybe the platform members see as important new themes or actions for the second phase?
Maybe the issues of human rights can also be an issue there because it touches the lives of migrants.
Cette enquête va être prise en considération par la plateforme, donc. Est-ce que vous l'avez inclus dans la deuxième phase de la plateforme?
There are so many organizations, many groups, that would have been better if they can come together.
And today I've learned that all together we can really reach big things. That's what we are trying to do in this platform, and I think we are achieving it. We have behind us the first phase of it, we're going for the second phase, and we believe that with all of you we can do of migration a really positive set in this Switzerland landscape.
What for me, I missed out is the source of the problems that create the migration issues in the first place.
First of all, there's three aspects to migration: damage, the place where the people come from; entropy, not having anything to do; and then finally finding a new destiny for how to master one's destiny. And empty belly creates radicalization.
En tant que migrante, je suis vraiment très contente de voir que cette plateforme continue d'exister, qu'il y a de plus en plus de membres et que ça couvre plusieurs sujets. Donc pour aujourd'hui, je suis assez contente d'avoir participé. Certes, il reste des choses à améliorer sur la représentation des personnes migrantes dans le secrétariat de la plateforme, que je souhaite qu'elle soit plus paritaire, femmes représentées par des personnes migrantes. Voilà.